have our top leaders presenting on these calls this month in June, and tonight we have a very special lady with us who's here to present for us. I think it's very early in the morning for over in the States, so she's just getting a large dose of Axio into her, which for those of you who don't know is our amazing natural energy drink. So yeah, let's get started. So welcome everybody. It's so wonderful to see you all here on the call. We've got lots of you here already, and there's already people still loading to come on. For those of you I've yet to meet, take my glasses off for a little bit. My name is Pamela Ferry, and I am the General Manager for LifeVantage Australia, and now is the right time to partner with LifeVantage, an incredible company. So tonight we're going to share with you from one of our very top leaders in the United States. Her name is Jill Pearson. She comes from Jacksonville, Florida, and she has an amazing husband called Gabe and two beautiful teenage daughters. And she's been in the LifeVantage business now for 7 years. And what's incredible about that is that she's actually at the top of the game. She's what we call a Pro 10, which is one of the highest scales of leadership that you can be within LifeVantage. And to say that you can do that within 7 years is quite incredible, to have that lifetime of residual income. So just to give you a little bit of background before Jill shares with you, Jill has been in the corporate world, and let me just check my notes here. So, 15 years in the corporate communications industry, and then having her own wellness business as well. But Jill was actually looking for something more with a strong personal passion for health and wellness. Jill was looking to find a really strong business opportunity, and she found that in LifeVantage. And tonight she's going to share a little bit more with you about how she came to partner with LifeVantage and what an incredible company it is, and that, just maybe it might be the right fit for you as well. So Jill, so wonderful to have you here. Thank you for getting up so early in the morning for us all here in Australia. And yeah, please share. Over to Jill. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm really honored to be on this call this morning. I'm so excited to share. I understand there's quite a few guests on the phone or the Zoom meeting, and I'm thankful you're on this call. And just know that there's no pressure. We're always just educating and sharing information about this new technology that's out there, this new technology in health and wellness. And I understand there might be some folks in the health and wellness space on the phone. So listen carefully, because this story is pretty amazing. And really, I always think it's a gift. And we are just tools to share and educate this amazing science with so many around the globe, changing people's health and changing people's finances. And it may sound cliche, like, oh, Jill's just another network marketer. But truly, that's not the case. I'm really the most purpose-driven I've ever been in my life, having clear direction on changing lives and making impact literally around the globe. And this is the coolest thing, being able to talk to all of you around the globe. I mean, it can't get any better than this. I just got goosebumps all over. I'm probably more the heart. Gabe certainly has a huge heart, but I'm very passionate. I'm not from a sales background at all. I'm, again, like Pamela said, from the corporate communication space. I went to a state college here in the States called Florida State University. When I got out, I married my college sweetheart. Gabe went into the health and wellness space. We thought we would make millions in the health, in owning gyms around the nation, around the United States. And I worked in corporate communications. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I think divine intervention played a huge role in that. I went into corporate communications, and I learned how to communicate, and I learned about the corporate structure more than anything. And we wanted more out of what we were doing, so we went ahead and started our family. But what I found is that I was still having to go in and clock in at corporate America, and I'd have to be at work at 7 a.m., and I would get home about 4 in the afternoon, and so I'd miss all that time with my daughter. So Gabe started to personal train to be a personal trainer on the side. So we had gyms, but to make additional income, because the cash flow model wasn't quite working for us. We still weren't, those dreams weren't coming true where we would make millions in that fitness industry. There's just always a lack of cash in that business. Or we're trading time for money. Always we go into the gym and we have a client, and then when that time is over, we're basically unemployed. So we're always trading that time for money. So what we did is we combined those skills, my corporate communication skills, and Gabe's fitness skills. I mean, he is one of the best in the industry, changing people's lives through health and wellness. So we started what we called a personal training company, where we went into billion-dollar corporations and we get those executive teams in the best shape of their lives in 84 days using a puzzle, basically, of cardio, nutrition, strength training, and rest. And we would get people in the best shape of their lives. And not only that, we would also touch their families because we're changing their complete lifestyle. So I'm going into a little more detail on that health and wellness space because I understand there are some fitness folks on the line today. So that business was going amazing. We expanded, had several huge corporations, lots of personal clients. We had 18 employees. All the moving parts of a small business were projecting $1 million in revenue this year. So it wasn't just Gabe personal training and me in the back office. It was a pretty big operation at this point. We'd also expanded to online, touching people online with coaching online, on the phone, a whole fitness. We were cutting edge in that we had all this fitness programming online as well. And we were able to document that. And also what we did is reverse metabolic syndrome, because we were getting people in the best shape of their lives. People were getting off meds and so forth. And then the crash, our recession, I like to say it's a depression here in the United States hit. And because we were, basically I always say I'm a video producer and a gym guy. We didn't have that foresight of knowing this crash was coming. And we lost 3 six-figure contracts in about 30 days. And by this point, I have 2 small children, 6 and 9. The 18 employees, and we could not contract fast enough. And I was literally in the closet praying for answers. Gabe is an amazing speaker. So we went up to Atlanta, Georgia, and he was doing a keynote talk up in Atlanta, Georgia, and a complete stranger. So you got to know, I'm praying in the closet for answers, not knowing what our next direction would be. I mean, we lived in a country club, kids go to private school, and I had to let go, and a divine intervention had a plan. And a complete stranger came up to us and shared this ABC primetime investigative report. It's a famous news show here in the United States. And it shared a new science, a new technology, and it was actually history in the making when this aired. And at the time, I was, and I don't know if any of you are like this on the line, but I was so stressed out. I didn't know what direction I was going, yet I was praying for answers. I didn't even understand that ABC primetime piece. And but Gabe did. My husband saw the science. He had some nutrition background from college, and he actually understood the enormity of what we had, and he had an open ear. And that's what we say today. Just find a reason not to explore this science, this new technology. Forget it's in the network marketing space for a minute, okay? Just stay with me. And so we explored this. And at the time, we were working with a famous clinic here in the United States called the Mayo Clinic. And we were working on a wellness, we were working on proposal with them to do a wellness program for the Mayo Clinic. And Gabe goes, how do you know if this is the real deal? this product called Protandim. How do you know this is real? And because we're still skeptical, you got to think, my husband's super good looking in the fitness world. He gets approached by every juice, shake, every product. Everybody comes up to him about everything. So he goes, the doctor said, go to pubmed.gov. It's the National Institute of Health, and that's pubmed.gov. And if you type in the product name, not an ingredient, there's a difference there. If you type in the product name, you're onto something. So he did that. Excuse me, gotta have a drink. Excuse me. So he typed, and a couple studies came up. And one of the most profound is because if you know the ingredients in our product, you'll go, well, we can take those products individually and have those same effects. I even take some of those now, right? And if you're in that fitness world, you may know a lot about nutrition already. But listen to me carefully. There is nothing else like this on the planet. Okay, so stay with me. So the doctor pulls up a couple studies, and he talks about those synergistic effects of those ingredients working together synergistically to upregulate those products 18 times. So Gabe gets done with the doctor, and he is convicted now. He said, Jill, if this is true, we're going to make millions in this business. This is something nobody on the planet has ever heard about before. And there's science to back it. Are you kidding me? So here I am all stressed out. I can't even think straight. And he drags me to this network marketing meeting, right? And I want nothing to do with it because I'm so stressed out. My business is tanked by 60%. And we sit down at a coffee shop. And on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, a vision is laid out of what our lives could look like literally in 24 to 36 months. And, at that point, I still didn't understand the science, but my husband did. He saw that this was a major driver. All right. And what I saw was an opportunity. Believe it or not, I'm not even sales or really money driven. But what I saw was that I could share in global revenues. I could share if I maxed out that compensation plan, 4% of global revenues. Now you got to understand though, I'm running the back office of my company. I'm the one doing the day-to-day accounting and strategizing. And I see what we have in our hands in terms of opportunity. So here we had this major driver of this product that my husband sees clearly, and I see the opportunity, the vehicle that's going to get us from A to B. Profound. But what I always love to go over is because I had such a problem with this network marketing model. And I like to lay it out on the table. One of my mentors said, just lay it out on the table, Jill. So if some of you are like, well, I'm hearing what Jill's saying, I'm still going to go back to some of the science, but this is critical. What we need to understand about this model in this product is it didn't start out as a network marketing product. It started out in 2003 as a biotech company. And they were putting it like in retail space, in magazines. And this is a new paradigm, a new technology that no one ever heard about. And so no marketing strategy was put in place by these doctors, these profound world-renowned doctors that have created this product. In particular, in terms of the marketing side of it, the doctor behind our product is Dr. Joe McCord, and he's literally the father of free radical biology. So here we have this dilemma. We have this new paradigm in health and no way to get this word out. And then this ABC primetime piece that I saw in 2009 airs in 2005, but it's a one-time hit, one-time commercial. Are you following me? And so they hire a consultant that says, hey, this needs to be network marketing. And they're like, no way, no way, no way. But as a last ditch effort to save this publicly traded company, they flipped the switch in May of 2009. And we hear about this product in July of 2009 by divine intervention. When we switch it from word of mouth, and at the same time, this product is still in drugstores or in the GNC stores here in the United States. We still have outstanding contracts. We take this company as leaders with our hearts so on fire to share this new technology in health. We take this company from 2 to 3 million in annual sales to over 200 million just by word of mouth marketing, not knowing what we're doing. So does the model work? Absolutely. And I have to address this more because if there is a stigma attached to this, or let's say you're going, Jill, I don't like this model, or, I just don't understand it. This is about making possibly some, just a B plan, part-time money. Forget that, that this has forever changed my life. Do you guys have a backup plan? Have you dug the well before it's dry? This is a serious business model. And you've got to know, from me coming from a corporate background, think about this. I was part of a structure where I had to clock in every day. I had to be told what to do. I traded time for money. And I had to be away from my family. So then what I did is I moved to that business model where I owned my own company, but I also had all those moving parts of owning my own company, right? And then we were crushed by the economy. Now think about this. This model and the way our company, which is called LifeVantage, again, a publicly traded company, has set up a structure for us that's the best of breed. The comp plan pays us based on activity. And it's the best way I've ever been paid in my entire life. Now, I have my time freedom. I have all the benefits of owning my own company, but not all the moving parts. All I have to do is share the most incredible product on the planet. That's all I have to do. I just have to be, and how can you not, with all the science behind it? So think about that. So if you're a personal trainer on the line, right now you're trading time for money. You're unemployed when you get home. Or if you own your own business, you have all those moving parts. What's beautiful about our company is LifeVantage almost acts as a parent company that handles all those moving parts. And again, all I am responsible for is sharing this incredible product. And not only that, don't think of yourself as a pill salesman. What we do is we build networks, just like Amazon. Just like, I always think in the beginning, I always thought it was like McDonald's, right? Or, like a McDonald's franchise. And we have franchises all over the planet. And we just connect people, just like I'm connecting with you right now, connecting each other all over the planet. And I get basically paid percentages off that network. All I have personally is 10 customers. And we're touching thousands of people around the globe. Where can you be so purpose-driven? Where you're touching people's health and you're changing people's finances, whether it's just that B plan, that part-time money, or possibly that big-time money where you're actually touching people around the globe. And that's where I get so passionate, is that you guys don't think big enough. Or maybe you do think big enough in terms of this vehicle having the ability to touch so many people. Don't think just a pill and that we're selling pills. Think about the opportunity to touch thousands of people around the globe. Think bigger, faster. And that's my only regret, is that I didn't even think bigger, faster. And that would be my challenge to you. So let's go back to this product. You know, it's the major driver of this opportunity. We don't have, in the United States, well, around the globe, we don't have 2 studies now. We have over 23 studies now. But we built a multi-million-dollar business just off 2. So don't get bogged down with the science. And also, think about this. Our last study, which should have just freaked everybody out, says that we extend life. Protandim extends life in male mice by 7%. And that wasn't a study done by LifeVantage, the name of our company. That's a 10-year study by the National Institute of Health. Study after study, 13 global patents. And how do you patent plants? Because if you go back to that original study, it's the synergistic effects of all of those ingredients put together makes, like, I always think of it like a cake. It makes a whole nother product. And if we want to talk about a little bit more about what this product does, you know, in the beginning, I didn't understand, and I actually had to hear the father of free radical biology explain it to me. And I remember at an event, it was my first event, and these events are rah-rah sessions. These are where we get basically our continuing education and meet like-minded people and see the culture of our company. And the father of free radical, Dr. Joe McCord, gets up on stage and he starts explaining the science. And I run out of the auditorium and I call my mom and I say, listen, you know, this is insane. Everybody you love needs to be on this product. And what it does and what we know and what's so profound about this product that I've been going on and on about is that we now know it's called a NRF2 activator. And you're like, well, Jill, what is that? And I need you to stay with me, especially the personal trainers, because I've had personal experience. We've worked with personal trainers for years and years, and I need to shake you up a little bit. The NRF2 activator is a pathway in every cell in our body. And when we take this golden yellow pill, this new technology in health, it actually, when we take it, it activates this NRF2 pathway, like I said, is in every cell in our body. And I always say it's like it's a protein messenger, and it says, hey, it knocks on that cell wall and says, hey, you wake up and you do what you were supposed to do when you were a kid. And now what we know is that NRF2 activator, it wakes up over 3,000 genes, survival genes in our body, those anti-fibrotic, those anti-inflammatory, those anti-oxidant, and upregulates all those good guys in our body. So what does that mean to you? What does that mean to you? Well, what we are allowed to say is that reduces oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. Well, what does that mean? Jill, I'm not even stressed out. What does that mean? Well, and that's what I usually get. Oh, I'm not stressed out, or, oh, I've got those products again in my backyard. So what I want you to think about is, how an apple turns brown That's oxidation. Or, I'm from the beach. I don't know if any of you are from the beach in Australia, but I used to drive my old Toyota Corolla, my blue Toyota Corolla, down to the beach, and it would rust. Okay, and that's oxidation, right? That's rusting. Well, inside our bodies, all of us, is we're rusting on the inside. And so what we typically say is those are bad guys, right? And in the 1990s, what I would do, and most of the trainers on the line will say, well, you eat superfoods, right? We eat good nutrition, blueberries, strawberries, pomegranate juice, vitamin C, vitamin E. Those are amazing. That's amazing nutrition. And we all need to be eating and drinking all those amazing foods. And that's correct. And we would teach that when we owned our wellness company. But what we found, and it's actually a myth, is that all it does is fight the bad guys, the free radicals. It just fights that rusting. What we know is when we take in a blueberry, it only gets rid of one bad guy, one and done. All right? But when we take that golden yellow pill called Protandim, and it activates that nerve 2 pathway, we know it kills millions of bad guys. It gets rid of 40% of that in 30 days. Okay, that's proven. You don't even need to believe me. Just go do the research. Find a reason not to take the product and you won't. And now, even a bigger deal, you have a responsibility to share that information with thousands. All right, so we're shifting your paradigm a little bit. Does that make sense? So there's a better tool now, a better technology. We're not supplementing our bodies anymore, we're activating them with something called nerve 2 activation. And that's what I love saying, we activate. We don't supplement. It's labeled as a dietary supplement, but what we do is we activate our body now. Powerful, powerful. So with that is what we were so convicted on, and we knew what we had in our hands. So here you have, I'm just an independent distributor for a company called LifeVantage with the most profound product on the planet. And all I do is I build networks. I connect people around the globe with the most profound product on the planet, and I pipe that product through that network. And I've never worked with the most amazing people on the planet. Literally, the most incredible leadership, the most purpose-driven, and the most profound character. I mean, the bar is set so high. And you're like, well, Jill, what does that mean to me? What's in that for me? It means you have a solid business opportunity with a solid compensation plan to create residual income for you and your family, to have a lifestyle of freedom, a freedom of choice, not to give up your business or what you do now, but to have that choice. But a bigger responsibility of changing people's lives. And if you have some personal trainers on the line or people who just love to help people, it couldn't be a better vehicle. So are you in the right place at the right time? Jill, you've been in this for 8 years, 7, 8 years. We've missed the timing. We've missed the boat. You found out about this years ago when you were praying. Well, I love to use this analogy. We're looking for leaders right now. We need strong leadership in Australia, Asia, Europe, United States. This is a call to action. Everyone on this phone call is looking for leadership to take this company to the next level, to make it that next multi-billion-dollar company. And you're like, whoa, I just came in here for the product. True, but I want you to think about where you sit right now. We took this company from 2 million to over 200 million, changing people's lives. And I know I keep saying that, but when you bring someone home from their job so they can stay home with their kids or go to that baseball game, that's life-changing. So we took that company to over 200 million. Let's say we're just going to 300 million. And what part of that would you want to carve out for yourself? What part? Or a team of people could create a network to go from 200 to 300 million. Thousands of lives were changed when we went from 2 million to over 200 million. So does that make sense? We need to generate another 100 million in sales to get to 300 million. What part of that do you want for you and your family, for you and your teams? I mean, you have to understand where you sit right now. I hope none of you can sleep tonight after this Zoom meeting. And you go, well, Jill, what's in it for me? How do I get paid? Well, I want you to get with the folks who are on this phone call tonight and have them go over the comp plan. Never before. We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars for our gyms, hundreds of thousands of dollars when we created our wellness company. This is a low barrier entry, just over $1,000 US dollars to get started. And it's basically what you get is product to open your store, your tire store, let's say, to make it more real. Where can you come in with a low barrier entry with a vehicle that takes you from A to B with life-changing income, or maybe just $500 in residual income? Do the math, folks. See how much money you need in the bank to generate $500 in residual income. It's a lot. And I remember, you guys, when that coffee shop, when I went kicking and screaming, even though I was praying, I remember sitting there going, can I do this? Is this for real? Well, number one, you can go find out everything I just talked about. The National Institute of Health on PubMed.gov will list all the studies. All the patents are public knowledge. Be careful when you Google, University of Google. Make sure you go to Google Scholar if you're doing research on this product. We also are a publicly traded company, so you can find out everything you need to know about our company, and you don't need to believe a word I'm saying. But then I was still sitting there going, and I didn't know any of that at the time. I was just excited about the compensation plan at the time. But I thought, can I do this? Is this just another one of those things? I'm just, here's gym guy and video girl, just normal people and, from the United States. Can we actually do this? Can we make this happen for our family? And I sat there and I go, you know what? I think we can. I think we can, you know what? We can do this. We can do this with the mentorship, with this team, with this leadership. And now what's amazing is we now have systems in place. We have an infrastructure in place to help you. All the tools are in place for your success. So I hope I just piqued your interest today. We could go on for hours, but find a reason not to take this product and you won't. And I challenge you to find a reason not to do this opportunity, to not grab hold, to lock arms with all of us and change lives and share this incredible new technology. I mean, it's just like when Microsoft started off in the beginning, or Apple. That's where you sit. So I challenge you, Go do your homework tomorrow morning after a good night's rest. And if you have any questions or need to touch base with me again personally because of my background, feel free to reach out to this team, and they can get a hold of me, and I'd be glad to talk to you. Just love all of you, and I'm just honored to be on this call today. And again, let's go make an impact around the globe. Take care, everyone. I turn it back over to you.
Oh, wow, Jill, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Pam just lost internet connection, so I'm going to take over. But Jill, we are so honored to have listened to you. I must tell you, the way that you've presented, you know, has really touched me personally. A few times I had to fight back tears because what you're saying is just so real, and that we have such a responsibility to go and tell the whole world. And I saw the comments in the thread. There's so many people saying, thank you so much for the way you've explained it, and you've really reignited the passion in them. So thank you so much. We love listening to you. I could listen to you for another whole day.
Oh, I love your accents too. I can't wait to come visit you guys someday.
Oh, that would be so awesome. Gosh, when are you coming?
When the invite goes out. And you have some, just to reiterate, you have some incredible leadership now in place in Australia. You guys are poised and ready to go. There's no more excuses over there in Australia, okay? You guys got this. You got
Absolutely. Look, we are fired up in Australia like never before. You know, especially having so many of you wonderful guests on here, just sharing your stories, sharing, you know, what you found with the product and the stuff that you've seen. And it is so encouraging to us. So we thank you so much. I see Pam's back on. Pam, do you want to do a final word, love?
Thank you, Charlotte. I just got booted off my computer, so I jumped on my phone. But Jill, thank you so much for joining us this morning for you and this evening for those of us in Australia. What a powerful message. We have an incredible product. Like you said, it's an activator. We need to share this product. There is so many people in Australia that, you know what, they're not sick, but they're not well. They're tired, they're not sleeping well, they have anxiety, they have depression, and you know, they're living an okay life, but they're not living a great life. And we have an incredible product in our hands that we can help so many individuals to live an amazing life. And this incredible product, Protandim, comes along with an amazing business opportunity that for yourselves out there, just like Jill, who's just a regular mom and a wife and a lady as well, that she has changed her life. She has optimal health. She can do the things that she wants to do. And she has the freedom to travel the world, time with the children, and the financial freedom to enjoy, to also to serve. You know, what else does one like? So I'm going to leave you with that, guys. Thank you again, Jill. It was so lovely to meet you. I look forward to seeing you hopefully in Denver over at the Elite. Please come down and join Australia soon. Thank you to the many guys that have joined us, Paul, and you know what? If you're a guest tonight, we'd love you to join our LifeVantage family, and see you all on the next call. Thank you. See you soon.